Hello and welcome back to another episode of
Your favourite show of the week, Tube Talk.
Tube Talk. What a glorious week it is. Dad would like to mention that he has gotten a haircut. He's very proud of it.
After several complaints.
After several complaints. No longer a filthy hippie,
No.
as Mum would say.
Don't have to get my gun.
We would like to make a quick comment that we are at 98 subscribers, which is very close to 100. And if we reach 100 subscribers before next week's Tube Talk, I will be doing the intro in front of the camera.
If you haven't subscribed, and I can't say the thing like subscribe here on the bottom of your screen because we haven't got it because we're not that technical, but if you subscribe to our show and we get to 100, it'll be an exciting week.
My friends will use it against me forever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we can send it round to them and stuff.
Oh, they'll love that.
That would be cool. So anyway, so that's a goal.
I can't talk about the horses though because I'm not actually too knowledgeable in that department, but I can say hello and smile.
We'll work something out.
We'll work something out. We also have some great news from last week. Black Pearl won.
Our only starter. 14th favourite. 14 outsider of the field.
14 out of 14.
Yeah, outside of the field. Jumped like Pycock Flyer. Led. And bolted it. Never headed. Had horses come around it but keep kicking. So lightly raced. Had 2 wins now from 9 starts and is obviously a bit loopy in that she's really tough work, but when she puts her mind to it, she's very good. So hopefully she gains confidence from this and moves forward. And she runs again. It was a $22,500 race, and she stays in the same grade. And so she runs in the rating 65 grade on the 4th of July next Wednesday, actually. And yeah, and we'll see how much confidence she gains.
Mm-hmm. If you hear a little bit of shuffling in the background, by the way, Grandma's here helping out a bit.
Grandma Dodie is here. She is. She's helping out in the office. That's the shuffling. Hopefully that's the only noise we hear from her.
Moving on to this week, we have got 2 runners, so it's another quite small week. Starting, and both of the races we should mention are not in New Zealand. International week.
Yeah.
And we'll start off on Saturday at Rosehill in race 8. We have got Rakik Fresh Up.
Yeah, lovely imported horse from France. Had 3 starts this last prep, 5th first up, won a 2nd race, and then we backed him up real quick, like in 5 days, and he ran 4th, which was, as Chris has admitted, was a mistake, but he spelled really well. He's in for a really, really good prep. He's a horse that's going to be really good over ground. He's a stayer. He's resuming over 1,500 metres, which is very short distance for him. He's got a nice barrier draw of 7 in a field of 18. Sam Weatherly's riding. He's got 56.5 kilos, and Chris just felt let's just put a claimer on, dropping down to 2 kilos to 54.5. Because this first race is just a starting point, and because it's too short for him, he'll probably get back in the field, but with a lighter weight in his back, should be able to run home. And he's a knockout chance. He's a horse that we don't expect to be able to win over this distance, fresh up, but he's come back really, really well. So he's a kind of knockout chance at about 30 to 1.
Mm-hmm. And on Sunday in Singapore in race 6, we have got Holy Grail.
Holy Grail is it's a race that we've had to run in because he's a horse that wants sort of 1,700 metres plus. And there's a really good race for him in 2 weeks' time over 1,800 metres. And we want to keep him on the poly track because he seems to race better on that. So if we didn't run him this week, he'd be 5 weeks between runs. So we kind of had to run him this week just to maintain his fitness. So the only sort of real option for him was a mile, which is too short for him. And he's got an outside barrier draw again, unluckiest horse in the world barrier draw. So he's going to end up going back from the start and being back in the field. We do have Craig Grills on board who really likes him and rides him well, and he is only carrying 51.5 kilos. But the race is too short, so we're just going to be looking for him to hit the line well and running home nicely. And that will top him off for the race in 2 weeks' time, which is really his bigger goal. He's going to be a much better chance of 1,800 metres in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully, touch wood, he finally gets a good draw and we can settle him up handier.
Mm-hmm. And now we move on to Bet of the Week. And to start off, last week, We did a Quinella. One of them won, and one of them did not place. So now we have a losing streak of 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we need to reverse things.
So Albert, this week, our bet of the week is, drum roll please, Woodsman, running at Hawke's Bay in race 5.
So Woodsman is in, it's a stayers race, 2100 metre race. He gets in really well at the weights, I think. There's 2 horses that are going to be well backed in the race. One of them is called Trisha Lee, going for a 4th win in a row. She's going to attract a lot of money. But she's a real wet tracker, and I think the track with the weather forecast is going to come back to about a slow 8, so I don't think it's really going to suit her, and I think she's going to be a false favourite. There's another horse there called Hand It to Jonesy, who's got really good form, but his rating is actually very low, and he's in very, very bad at the weights, and I think he'll attract money. So for those 2 reasons, I think that Woodsman will get in, will start maybe at $5 or $6. I think he'll start over the odds, and he also performed well on good, dead, slow tracks. So I think the improving track will actually fall into his lap. He ran a nice 3rd last start over a mile at Ruakaka. The step up in distance suits. He's got Anna Jones on board, who's not the most, I guess, popular punting jockey around, so people will take that into consideration. That could extend his odds, and he's got the inside barrier draw, so he should get an economical run close to the pace, and I think he's really, really good value if we can sort of get $5 or $6. And our knockout bet will be Rakik at about 30 to 1. I don't think he can win, but wouldn't be surprised to see him more in that.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Thank you, Sophie, for another week of Tube Talk. Oh, and I should say there is Black Pearl next Wednesday, where we won't be mentioning, and Elusive Boxes as well.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Bye.
See you.